Hello everyone and welcome to another Shadows over Innistrad Remastered draft. We have a pretty nice first pack here. The rare is actually quite decent. By the way, the theme of the week is the morbid and macabre, which means there are cards related to, dying, benefits from getting when things die, you get some benefit, or you have outlets for making or enables for to make things die. For example, the blood flow connoisseur is from the Shadows of the Past. At least I'm not sure if it's gonna really affect my drafting much, especially not in this pack. This has some decent cards. There's a decent white removal, but what I was saying is that the rare is very good. 6 mana 5/5 that basically becomes into 5/2/2s, that's a lot. And of course the Pack Guardian is really good. I think I would take the Pack Guardian over the Bound by Moonsilver, but maybe I'll try the rare again. I think I had this in some of my drafts. Maybe, I'm not even sure anymore. I'm gonna pick the rare, but the Pack Guardian, Bound by Moonsilver, good options too in this pack. Murder of Crows. Yeah, this is from the Shadows of the Past. List you can see from the logo, it's different than this. The set symbol, I mean, it's a very good card, just being a 5 mana 4/4 flyer. I mean, it's an elemental, and it's a strictly better one. Now, in modern limited, elemental isn't quite the bomb it used to be, but it's still a really good card. 5 mana 4/4 flyer is definitely a stat line you are happy to play. But there's another very good uncommon, Duskwatch Recruiter. This is a really good card, of course, just creates you card advantage and some discounts. There's also Galvanic Bombardment. The write down is decent definitely, but it is 2 colors, none of which is black. So I think this is 3 very good options for me: blue, blue, green, or red. I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll try the Shadows of the Past card. The Recruiter is probably the better card, but although this is really just an efficient removal. But hey, I'm gonna take the card that is only available for 1 week in this format. And drag under is good. Okay, the Galvanic Juggernaut is again from the Morbid and Macabre list. Attacks its combat if able. 4 mana 5/5, definitely a big creature. Doesn't untap unless something dies, and you have to attack, so you can't relieve it as a 5/5 blocker, which would be convenient. So this might attack and then remain tapped for quite a bit, unless you have ways to make people die. People, I mean, not creatures. Let's say it that way. All right, so drag under is just always gonna be rather solid. Maybe I should take something cheap now. Yeah, you could take the Juggernaut, but since I have a 5 and a 6 drop here already, maybe I'm not gonna take a 4 drop that is not even that defensive. I'll take the drag under because I took the blue flyer there. Let's try to take some cheap cards now. And then, speaking of which, this is definitely not a cheap card, but it's a really decent one. I mean, this is a clone, and it's a clone that copies any creature, not just creatures you control, which always, because they are both variations, both exist, and this is definitely the much better one that allows you to copy opponent's creatures. And if you have extra mana, this becomes bigger even, and it can't be countered, which can be relevant. Definitely a very good card. Imprisoned in the Moon is decent. Craft Rat's Elite, Skinner can be very good in the deck that can get the Delirium up. This is Morbid and Macabre least card. Sacking a creature for this is a. I'm not too happy about this. I think I'll take the Altered Ego. I'm not even sure if I can continue drafting black. It doesn't seem to be very open. There are 2 nice green cards, so I could be blue-green. And this thing is also splashable, but it is the best card in the pack, I think, so it's rather easy to pick that. Alright, so there's a good black card in the Giza's Bidding, and this can be good too if you have some self-mill or just creatures that go to graveyard naturally. So this can be okay. There's another write down which I'm not really taking because I haven't picked any white or red cards. The Cultist is fine. I would take it over the Occultist. Tattered Hunter is a 2-drop. Can't block, but it is evasive one. Nullwood Dryad, definitely a good defensive card. Yep, I don't know. I really want to just take something cheap green. Maybe I'm ignoring the black here. The Cultist is okay, but I think I'll take the Death Toucher. I saw a couple of good green cards in the previous pack. Green might be open, and I really, with all this expensive stuff, I mean, even if I don't play the black here, I want to have something that makes me able to survive until later in the game. No one is taking this Morbid and Macabre card. This Stitcher's Apprentice is, well, it's a 2-mana 1/2, but then again, when you have these 2-mana up, it's really awkward for the opponent to use removal on your things, because you can just, make the creature about to get removed into a 2/2 basically, and then of course you can do some other synergy things with this ability too. But I'm taking the captive for sure. This is just exactly what I was looking at. I think I will ignore the black here. There are some black cards, another Gisa's Bidding by the way, which is definitely better when you kind of get the madness thing going on, which I'm with these cards I won't be able to do that much. But I'm very happy to play a blue-green deck with some expensive payoffs like the. Well, I don't know if the Murder of Crows is such a payoff, but it's just a very decent creature that costs 5 mana, and the Alter Ego is a really good one. I'm gonna actually cut the black card for now, because this is now very easy to take more blue and green. I'm not taking the Juggernaut here. Could even take the Magnifying Glass for this archetype, but I think the Wedding Wood might be a little bit better. It gives me that one clue token right away. Geist of the Archive is also a nice defensive card, but I think I'll take the Wedding Wood for now. That allows me to play the Murder of Crows on turn 4, and also this gets, the more mana you have, the better this becomes. Traitorous Blood. Yeah, there's so many. The Morbid and Macabre sheet gives you a lot of sacrifice outlets, so this is actually a decent card for Steal and Sack kind of a deck, but not for my cards, of course. This is a bad pack for me, at least. I could take the 4/5, 4/5, or the 3/5 that, has some utility. I don't think I'm gonna self-mill myself too much. I'm gonna take these just in case I wanna play this thing. It's a best of 3 draft, so I might even sideboard this in. I don't think I'm necessarily gonna main deck that. Alright, Cultist. This is a sort of a win condition if you are really having the clue deck, and blue-green is definitely the clue colors. But I don't have a lot of clue stuff going on, so I'll just take the Cultist. There are those, what's the emerge, or what is the creature, those Eldrazi that make you sack a creature, or allow you to sack a creature to play them for cheaper. Cultist is excellent for those. And here, I still see a Gisa's Bidding here. I don't remember seeing a lot of discard outlets, so I mean, just having these biddings without discard outlets is okay, but not amazing. So I don't think I would have been able to draft that great of a madness deck at this point. I'll take the mutation. I don't know if I'm gonna play it, but I think I'm pretty surely going to play blue and green. Okay, there's Juggernaut. It's a really aggressive card. I don't think it's that good, so I'm not surprised to see it still here. And I'm definitely not interested in it. Can I sacrifice a lot of permanents, or should I take a 1/3 just for defensive purposes? I think I'll take the 2-drop because I really want to have some early game here. Alright, so this is nice madness enabler. So late in the pack. I don't know what's happening here. This is a really good one. But none of the others are really that great. One of my 7 creatures is a human, so I'm actually just taking the Bloodseeker because it shouldn't be here. There was the uncommon too, but I don't think I'm gonna play that 2-mana 5/5 that requires your hand to be almost empty to be able to do anything. Or is it exactly empty? Anyway, I'll take the Cultist here. Passing a couple of red cards there, and this is whatever. Okay, red was quite open in the last few picks there. What's this thing? Counter target spell, investigate 3 times, but it is a 5 mana counter. What else does this pack have? Sacrifice 5 creatures, okay. Flying lifelink, indestructible haste. That's a definitely good one, but sacking 5 creatures. Pay 1 life to get. It's a very slow one, and you could maybe consider it, but I don't think I'm gonna take it here. I'm deciding between the counter spell and another Nullwood, right? Another red good card here too. This is also a very good red card. Oh man. Should I take the defensive card or the very expensive? I mean, this gives you 3 cards after countering the spell, but the 5 mana is a lot. But it's a fun rare to play. I mean, when you get to cast this in, it's such an amazing feeling. Alright, well, let's do that. Exile all other spell, and okay, well, this is just a 4 mana counter spell. I'm not doing that. Well, it's not exactly a counterspell because it doesn't counter, it actually works on things that can't be countered, such as the altered ego I have here. And it empties the entire stack, but it's not really the card I'm looking to pick here. I need something cheap, and I have here. I think for this deck specifically, the Logger is better than the Haunter because I want that my 2-drops are able to block. Seance. It doesn't get haste or anything. Okay, so you can do something with this, but I'm not sure what exactly. Of course, I'm not gonna take it. It's a double white card, but yeah, okay. Well, anyway, let's take the 2-drop here. Spell Queller, nice one, but I don't think it's nice enough to be splashing it. Not really. Pieces of the puzzle. I am not taking this one. Yeah, I don't have enough instants or sorceries. 1+1 currently. So Young Wolf from the Morbid and Macabre list. It's a 1-mana 1/1 becomes a 2/2 when you know, for example, jump block, or even if you can sack it for value. Not for this deck, I won't be able to sack it for value. Should I take the 1-mana jump blocker, turns into 2/2, or just the Geist of the Archives? I think I just want to have a cheap card here still. I don't care about self-mill, so I'm not taking the 4-mana 3/3 here. I do like the Witch also, I mean, if I was playing black. But I'm taking the Young Wolf here. Deathcap Cultivator is probably the peak here, but I mean, just a 2-mana 2/1. Decent stat line for a creature that can actually tap for mana, so allowing me to hit my expensive stuff earlier. I actually didn't take that many. Oh, but I did take the confirm suspicions. So yeah, I do have a bunch of expensive cards, but I have nothing that costs 4 mana, for example. So I might be interested in getting a little bit of a, well, this can actually cost 4 mana, but anyway, point is, I want to have a smoother curve. But I'll take the 2-drop. I definitely need a 2-drop, and this is a high quality one, so that's nice. Okay, I'm not splashing anything red, so this is not the pick. That can be a quite nice card. Even triggers off itself. Definitely a 4-mana 2/2 flyer isn't a great stat line, but this ability is really strong in limited. I would be happy to take it if I was black, but I'm not. Also a dead weight here. Just pump spell or the Haunter. Okay, let's take an aggressive 2-drop. I think I can do it now. Not really that interested in the pump spell. Another good enabler for red splashes. Another white removal here. Geist of the Archives, Stitch's Apprentice. So I have one synergy piece for it, and it's the Young Wolf. I can sack it, get a 2/2, and then this comes back as a 2/2. That's actually nice synergy, but is that worth it? Worth running? Geist of the Archives is decent, but maybe I'll try this. It's it's the from the special sheet Shadows of the Past. Let's try it. I'm not too excited about it, but maybe if I find another Young Wolf, that would be nice. And no one cares about the Geist of the Archives. There's a Chase's Scrutiny too, though. It's a nice trick. Gives you a card in the end. I don't have a lot of non-creatures, only 4 out of 17. Because I don't know if I'm... Because I have like a little bit of aggression going on. Not too much though. Do I want to play a 0-4? Let's take the trick actually. Maybe I'll take a Geist of the Archives if I'm still giving the option to do that. But not now. Alright, none of this matters. Let's just take the Golem if I for some reason want to have it. And yeah, some nice cards for colors that are not mine. How about this? Wolf or Werewolf? Not gonna have a lot of those. 4 total out of 13. That's not enough. Do I want to have another Fog Walker? I don't need a Terrarion. I don't care about, Delirium. Let's take the Fog Walker. And another Tattered Haunter, Confront the Unknown. Wolfking Bond. I'm not taking the Bond here. I have 5 drops here already. I'd rather play the Wolves than the Bond. Another Haunter though. Am I gonna become an aggressive deck after all? Looking at my mana curve, I actually could. Let's take another Haunter. Fine, I don't know. This draft kinda changed. I thought I was having a lot of these expensive things. I took stuff like Weeding Wood, but I'm not even... I think I still play it because it will give you back the card, but Yeah, I don't know. Let's take the Geist of the Archives. I still don't care about the Laboratory Brute. Deny existence. Oh, another Bloodseeker very late. Let's take these. I'm not going to play a 3-mana counter spell that only targets even just creatures, but it's, I guess, a sideboard card for some situations. And I can take the aim high now. Another Geist, finally. I mean, I already took one. Okay, let's see what pack 3 has. Has a big, sort of big dumb creature, but it's not bad. I mean, reach on a big creature means that this thing just blocks very well. Not good against Death Touchers, doesn't even have trample, but this is very good defensive card and then also very good attacker because it will be a massive size creature. So there's also a Ruthless Disposal. Sack, discard a card and sack creature. Yeah, that's I mean, kills 2 creatures. It's a good one, but I think I'm not gonna splash it. I'll take the Hydra now. I have some mana producers here. I actually have 3. There's the Cultivator, the Captive, and then there's the Wedding Wood. Let's take the 6-drop. Big thing here. Rattle Chains. Oh, that's just good, because it's a 2-mana 2-1 Flash Flyer can block. When this enters the battlefield, Spirit against Hexproof. Spirit spells can be cast as flash things. I have a bunch of spirits actually, although I'm not sure how many of these Geists I'm gonna play, but I can protect some of them. Manic Scribe, the Mysteries is good. Non-token creature you control does investigate, get up to. It's pretty good. Also, the Byway Courier is good. And the Scalp is good. Wow, this has a lot of good cards. I think I'll still take the Rattle Chains. It's gonna be just strictly better than the 2-drops that can't block that I have. Skulk. You may discard all the cards in your hand. So Skulk says a creature with Skulk can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. So this can be blocked by 3 power, 2 power, 1 power, and 0 power creatures. There's also Briarbridge Patrol, which just gives you a clue, when it dies in combat. And even when it doesn't die, you get a clue regardless. I mean, that's even better, but so you can switch your. I mean, this ability is just optional. It is a decent one, but I actually think, I don't know, maybe it was wrong, but I think I'd rather have the 4-drop that gives me the clue token almost always. I mean, it doesn't give you when it just gets removed by a removal spell, but I don't know, maybe I don't respect the Skulk ability too much, but Skulk for a 3-power creature, it doesn't really do a lot. I mean, only 4+ power creatures can't block it, and it's not, most of the creatures will have 3 or fewer power. I mean, Skulk does mean that it has to be greater power. Yeah, equal power is okay. Here I'll take the Courier, definitely a nice card here. The Harvest Hand is okay, but I like the Clue token and the biggest stat line slightly more than the equipment. And here you could take the Captive, but I actually like to have the mana fixing in form of lands. I don't really need another Captive. I mean, it will transform into a 4/6. It's definitely a good 2-mana accelerator because it will become a creature that can participate in combat both defensively and offensively later in the game. But I still think the stream is what I want to have here most, just to make better mana base for the deck. And Grapple with the Past. Not really. Creature or land card. Yeah, it can, get me closer to the Altered Ego. It is a creature card. Do I need 3 Fogwalkers? Probably not. I'm gonna take these. I'm not gonna necessarily play it, but I think it's more likely to play it than the other one. Okay, Young Wolf number 2. There's yet another Tattered Haunter, but I'm actually taking the Young Wolf now that I have the Apprentice. Having 2 Young Wolves, at least is nice combination. 3 Young Wolves. Alright, another scrutiny, but let's go with the Young Wolves. Now if I'm still getting... Oh, I can't, because I'm already gone past through all the cards. I won't be able to get another Apprentice, but I would want to play 2 Apprentices in this deck now with triple Young Wolf. Okay, so am I taking this thing rather than the counter spell? I'm not gonna main deck it, but for sideboarding purposes against something... So against some deck that has a lot of self-mill, I might want to have that kind of a win condition. Okay, so how about I'm gonna play all the 5s and the 6 drop. I have a couple of 4s. Scarp is triggering not too many times. Well, I'm taking the Scarp still. I don't think I need the Storm Rider Spirit yet, another 5 drop. I'll take the Scarp. Alright, here Magnifying Glass, Trunau Corpse Stroller. Well, this is not so good when you don't have access to black. I guess I can have with the Wearing Wood, and I guess the 2 drop I have here. It's not a lot though. 4 mana for a 1/1 and a 2/2. I'd rather take the Magnifying Glass, which at least can, give me more clues. And this is fine as a sideboard card against some removal. It protects your creature. And I have some spirits. I don't think I'm gonna main deck that though. I have already a Deny Existence in my sideboard. I'm gonna take the Wolf King Bond now. Probably not gonna main deck it. And that. Okay, this is just not. It's too small. I'm not gonna play that. Okay, I think I will cut this mutation from the main deck. I don't have like a lot of self-mill, so this is not gonna even do much. Often, I don't think I can hit the Delirium that much. So with the triple Young Wolf, am I even interested in having the 1/1 Death Toucher, which is mostly defensive card? One sorcery, for instance, yeah. Couple of auras if I play them, but one of them is the Wearing Wood, which usually doesn't end up in my graveyard. So I don't think the Dread is that great. It's just gonna be a 1/1 1/1 Death Toucher. It's a sideboard card against aggressive decks, but I prefer having the Young Wolves in the main deck. Fogwalker. How about creature curve here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I need the Fogwalkers. It's really unnecessary when I have this many cheap cards in here. Anything else I want to cut? Nope, I want to keep all the rest of them. Logger is kind of nice. It can become a 4/2 Trampler. Now the opponent may flip it back, but it's still a fine 2-drop. And I don't think I need these Geists of the Archives in this deck. This is actually, as you can see, a somewhat aggressive deck. Grapple with the Past goes away. I'm also interested now in having the Wolf King Bond in here actually. Untap reach +2/+2. Don't we have something like this coming in the new set? The spoiler was just released. And I think there was this with 1 mana. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter now, but I think this is still an okay card for 2 mana. But yeah, this is 26 cards. Magnifying Glass is... the good thing about this thing is that it will give you, extra cards in the end. It will cost effectively, tapping this and having 6 other mana to draw the card. So it's basically 6 lands and having this on the battlefield gives you 1 extra card when you don't have any other use for the 6 mana. I think it's fine. This format has some aggressive decks, but also some slower decks. How about the Scarp? How many prowess triggers can I make for it? It's actually not a lot. I think the Scarp might be, it's still acceptable as a 3 mana 2/3 with the the power toughness modifying ability, even without any prowess triggers, but I have quite a low amount of prowess triggers for this deck. So the Scarp isn't really that great. I'm still playing the Cultists, even though I didn't get any of those Eldrazi that combine well with this thing, but I can at least sack them for the Apprentice, get a card and still have a 2/2 token. That is now 25 cards. Now you could maybe not play all these expensive mana accelerators here, and you don't need to have all the 3 Young Wolves. I guess with the amount of 2-drops I have, I can cut one of the Young Wolves. And this could actually be a 16 land deck, because I can decide between like a Magnifying Glass and the 70th land. I have 2/2-drops that also give me mana, this one and this one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that is still 7 cards that require at least 4 mana. But 2 of my 3 mana cards are pretty reliable mana producers. With reliable, I mean that opponent rarely removes these. Of course, these creatures can be just removed. You can't really count on having these as reliable ways to produce mana. But these 3 mana things, they are reliable ways to produce mana. So if I play 16 lands, as long as I get to 3 mana, I will get access to 2 more mana sources. That should be enough for this stuff. The reason I'm playing the Wolf King Bond here still is that a bunch of my creatures are still very small, and it's also very beneficial to keep something like the Tattered Haunter another +2/+2. So I want to play this after all, especially with the amount of mana accelerating I have. I have options to play this on turn 4 quite easily because of the Weeding Boots, the Magnifying Glass, and a couple of 2 mana accelerants. So this, I think, is the deck. Yeah, I like the Scrutiny because it is, Clue is not the same as drawing a card. Of course, it would be great if you just drew a card right away, but still, 2 mana sack to draw is, it is still not that clumsy. So the idea with these kind of cards is that you will get a 1-for-1 trade first. So your creatures are your creature is about to trade with the opponent's creature. Well, you give them -4/-0, and then, well, your creature survives, so you get to kill their creature. And then at some point you will have the 2 extra mana to draw a card, and that is just a 2-for-1 with a delay. So I like to have it rather than. Well, did I even cut any tricks? I think I have the Essence Flux, for instance. But I'd rather play the -4/-0, at least in the main deck. I could see, sideboarding this out to have this against decks that have a lot of removal. Nice 1 mana counter to a removal spell. Besides, I will still have here, how many spirits? Only 3, so only the 2/1 flyers, couple of the Haunters, and then the Rattlechains are my only spirits now. But yeah, this is it. I'll add some lands here, and I have 13, 11, I guess. Yeah, I try with some of the 1-drops. I have a couple of double casters for blue here, but because I'm gonna add 7 + 8 basics, I think I'll just have 8 forests because I have more green cards and these 1-drops still here. This is still 8 for blue, and then with the Wearing Wood it will become. It's 9 for the double casters that cost 5, so shouldn't be a problem. Also, this thing, I suppose, does fetch me a land, so this can get me the second blue if I have this and haven't really found the second blue yet. So actually that's 10 ways to get the blue mana, I believe. Alright, that's the main deck. Okay, play first. Well, no green, but no green cards either, and I have a good curve out, so this is a very easy keep actually. No one would mulligan this. I can get unlucky and draw like 3 green cards before I find the forest, but I still can, curve out normally here. And these also, give me additional cards, so that's great. The Jace's Scrutiny is quite nice against the Death Toucher. Okay, I did find my forests. So now I basically need to draw some spells. But I still have, play for the next turn, and I think I'll just block the Dryad here. Okay, what's this thing? Creature spell with mana value 3 or less, investigate. Oh, they are going to get some free cards. Also, very annoyingly indeed, they can block my flyer now. And the 2/2. Yeah, the fact this has the 3rd point of toughness is really. Scrutiny, of course, doesn't enhance your creature. So that's kind of bad. But, well, what can you do? The problem is that they start getting some extra clues. So I need to, of course, get now one of my more expensive things to actually be able to push through here. That's started right away. Man, this thing, I mean, when you have only 2 power creatures, a 2/3 is really good, and I just can't seem to be able to Oh man, I have to scrutiny now just to, you know, get something. I don't care if they just block the young wolf here with the Cathar, I get a 2/2 back. I'll just, you know, -4, -0 the bishop here and oh, they actually did it like that. Well, I mean, this is maybe better. I don't get to draw a card from the cultist, but it's still worth it. I'll crack the clue. I have some expensive stuff, and that is one of them. Good. So I can now bond the Haunter. Hopefully they will, you know, tap out so that I can connect at least once. They do get a 1/1 token once these things die, but... Okay, well, they didn't tap out, but it's not like I have options here. Let's hope they don't have an immediate response on this. I at least want to have my 2/2 token here. They have mana up for the clue tokens, so that's why they, you know, have a priority here. So hopefully they have exactly nothing. I could attack with all these, but it's not gonna be that beneficial when they can just trade with the Cathar, so and these becoming the 1/1s flyers, so I guess, I mean, if they don't have a means to deal with the Haunter, I can... Well, I mean, they go to 6 and then they go to 2 and then they are very close to dead, so let's hope to connect at least once more rares. So... I hope they don't get a lifelinker. Well, I got the Murder of Crows. By the way, I should actually start. I kind of forgot I have this thing. But I wanted to have 6 mana, but this has the looting thing. That's really good. Okay, I get to loot now if I attack. Wait a minute, this says each combat. Don't you say that it works on my turn. At the beginning of each combat, the creatures can, you know, all the, well, basically flying. No. Oh, these dauntless Cathars will get flying too. Are you kidding me? Why does this have to work on my turn? This is actually insane. All the cards will fly now. Wow. Well, I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll have to trade regardless here. I mean, the Haunter will trade with the Cathar. I can attack with everything, but they will eat 2 of my 2/2s for free. I get some loots, so they will eat the Young Wolf and the 2/2 token. So let's see if I do attack with everything. I think it's not worth it right now. I'm gonna wait for a little bit. I'm gonna trade this with the Cathar, and I get the loot from the Murder of Crows. Actually, I do get 2 loots here. But man, the Odric here really made it so that I'm gonna have so much trouble. Well, at least the loots are basically free draws now, because I had these lands here. Wow, still a land. I have only 16 lands in the deck. Okay, so they will get this 1/1. They also get to have this, I mean, extra card from the bishop. I think it gave only 2 clues, but 2 clues is still a lot. They have, you know, 4 cards in their hand still. Yeah, the Odric here really made it so that I don't even have any removal that deals with the Odric. That's of course a blue-green deck. I don't have any fight spells or bite spells. Green would have access to those, but I mean, there's just no way I can do anything, because with the Odric they make it so that I can't win in combat, and with the bishop they get more cards than I. So this is just a miserable game where I have to try to see if I can top deck something that maybe makes me able to win, like the Ulvenwald Hydra. But they can even... Yeah, I don't know. I could just attack with the cultists. I mean, I'm basically gonna throw these things away. But I mean, I'm gonna draw a card from there, I'm gonna get loots. I mean, I'm gonna use the Murder of Crows at least this way. But this is not the way I wanted to use these 2/2s. This is really miserable. So let's first draw the cards and then loot. Yep. Yeah, none of these flyers do anything. They have... Okay, aim high is at least gonna be able to work. So I'm gonna loot because the logger is unnecessary. Do I want to I mean, the logger is actually just so useless that I'm rather gonna have the stream here play the Hydra, because every land will make the Hydra bigger now, and I wanted to play the land to have the Hydra here. So aim high can actually help here now. I just need to get rid of the Odric. I have only 5 lands left in the deck after this. And 13 spells. Okay. So +2/+2. This is an 8/8. They will have to put a lot of blockers. Okay, that's more. That's also lifelink, so they can start attacking, you know. Oh, they get the lifelink too. Oh man, this is the Odric is just horrible here. Alright, let's crack the clue first. I will still have mana to cast these other things, so I might as well do this. I think I'm gonna crack it using this mana. I mean, the creatures, all the creatures get lifelink now. Don't have mana for that. This is actually sick. I mean, the creatures will have lifelink and flying. So the Odric here just totally dominates the entire battlefield here. So if I attack with the Hydra, I can make it into a 10/10, they don't know about it. It will also untap it, so it will be able to block, because they can start, you know, attacking with everything. So let's try to get some value. I mean, they probably just jump block. So sad it hasn't have trample, but... Okay, so they're gonna go for the... That's not actually going to be the kill yet. So let's see what they're gonna... That is only 7 power, so they're gonna have a trick of some kind. Okay, so now it's 8, so I can save it from death. They get, you know, 8 life there. Pretty annoying, but... What can I do? Okay, I get to loot a bunch. The Haunter isn't doing anything, so I'm gonna loot that. That's gonna do a lot, so... I'm not gonna discard either of these, and I don't wanna self-mill myself for no reason, so I'm gonna decline this. Okay, so I can copy any creature on the battlefield. Probably gonna beat the Albenwald Hydra, actually. Okay, so is my Hydra going to... Okay, so they don't... Yeah, they have a lot of card draw. They have 19 cards left in the deck. Okay, these are... Yeah, they have... They're just not running out of cards thanks to them. Well, the good news is that they are not able to attack, because I have this and this as a blocker, or on their flying lifelinkers, and enough life that they can't really go for it. So let's see. I can make this into a 10/10 by just having the other ego copying the Hydra. It's not a legendary creature. Now, what I could do is also, you know, copy their Odric, but it doesn't even benefit to get flyers here, because their things will fly anyway. So I think it's gonna be the Hydra. So if it's a 10/10, then if they want to kill it, they have to put a lot of... Yeah, let's just go for it. I'm gonna be not having access to this for now. Let's QQ for this. It's just 10 mana. So X equals 6. I'd rather make it into a very large creature than leave my 5 mana up. So let's get the Hydra here. I get another land here. And they hopefully need to start jump blocking a lot. I don't actually care if they put enough creatures to make it go away. They will run out of their decline. I'm not gonna loot anymore. I might run out of cards from my deck. Did I have all the high impact cards already? Is there anything more than... I think these are my high impact cards, so I have to win with these. So once they, I mean, the white has access to a kind of, you know, pacifism and exile removal, so I just hope they don't have removal, because if they find removal on the Hydras, I will be dead. Okay, they are drawing more cards. They're digging into their answers. I want to be able to attack with both of these for one more turn. I can leave these, you know, I can leave these guys. Okay, damn it. I really wanted to untap so I can have a... I mean, they drew a lot of cards, but I really wanted to untap there so that I can actually have the counter spell on their removal. Now they're just getting more life and more life. And this has death touch, that's useless. Oh man. Well, I guess I lost the game now. It's really hard to raise the Y5. I know I could leave these to block, but I'm even decking before they are, so... Can I find anything? I have the bounce spell, so I guess, okay, the bounce spell can work. So I'm gonna do this. And this. Yeah. I'll have my bounce spell. Then I can bounce this thing, get my Hydra back. It won't have the count. Oh, this is... Yeah, it won't have the counter, but it will still copy the Hydra. More jump blockers for them. I don't think I have any reason to counter that kind of stuff. I will counter something that, you know, actually matters, like more removal spells. Like that. So let's find my bounce spell now. I can draw 2 cards now. I'm decking. But the problem is they have the 5/5. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a single way to kill the creature here. Imagine this game if they didn't have specifically the Odric here. Yeah, that would be a little different. But let's hope to find my bounce spell. I get another Hydra, but I don't really like my chances because I will need to win before I deck out here. I don't know if I can do that. I would need actually my Epitaph Golem right now. The fact they have both flying and lifelink for the entire team, both on their turn and on my turn, is just ridiculously strong. Because they are at 35, 31 now. You know, that is ridiculous. Okay, opponent, please let me do something. Why are they wasting time now? I mean, this is already long enough of a game. Alright, so let's try to dig into the bounce spell I have. I don't think I have enough time to... Because the bounce spell is a cantrip. So I'm going to just deck out before I can even win because they have so much life there. I can't even attack because I need to leave a blocker for their guys. They can attack with everything. If I block the 5/5 and the 3 power guy, that's 3, that's 5, that's... whatever, I lost to Odric now. I can't continue attacking and I will deck out and they will gain life and they actually do have a win by attacking with... Well, they can't attack with the Odric now. I mean, if I don't attack, they don't attack. They just look at my cards going away. Odric was the problem, not the Bygone Bishop. I was easily able to beat this card, but Odric, not so much. If I was just able to have mana for the Confirmed Suspicions for the one turn to counter the Faith Unbroken, yeah. So I had the opportunity to not put, you know, I could have cast this with x equals 1 instead of x equals 6 and leave mana up for the counter, but I thought it might be relevant to have the as large of a Hydra as possible. Maybe it was a mistake, but whatever. That was such a annoying game. Don't even know what I'm gonna do here. No pump spells, no anything that helps me push through Fog Walker. I'm not really gonna count on that. Let's just I don't know, let's just hope they don't get the annoying Odric with the flying and lifelink creature there. I mean, I can still win 2 games in this match. I just need to have the proper kind of a draw here. This is a good start. No young wolf for the apprentice yet, but I mean I have 2 5-drops I can't cast right now, but I'm not gonna mulligan this. Oh, let's take the another 5-drop here. Okay, this is not so good anymore after drawing this thing. At least I drew the land, which is important. You can, by the way, can you sacrifice itself? Yep, I can kind of upgrade this into a 2/2 by 2 mana, but I don't want to do it yet. I don't have 2 blue mana. If I had, I would actually be able to do that. You know, create a homunculus, sack this, have a 2/2, and then give this a -4, -0, but it's not gonna happen right now. Next turn I can play the forest and Thornhide Wolves, at least. I'm just taking the 3 here. Or maybe I'll just use the Scrutiny to gain 3 life and draw the card. That actually is better, right? Yeah, because I don't know when I'm gonna be having mana. This is good way to... I have no use for the 4 mana, really. This is the way to use the mana. Okay, this I can combine with the Apprentice at some point. Okay, there's the Death Toucher, which, you know, I would have wanted to have with the Scrutiny. So let's play the Scrutiny, sorry, the Murder of Crows instead now, because I can't really attack with the Wolves, thanks to them having the Death Toucher there, and I used my -4, -0. There is the thing. This actually gives all the guys Death Touch. The Odric just is just horrible. Okay, what can I do? I can try to erase them with the flyer. And now the 4/5 is just bad. I think I'm gonna play the Cultist here, and I'm gonna... Do I need to have 6 mana? Because I have the Looter. I could play double Cultist, but I'd rather just, you know, sack the Cultist for a card. I mean, it's tempting to just play the double Cultist, though. So if I sack this to draw a card, have a 2/2... I mean, it's kind of the same as just trading with the 3/2 there, right, isn't it? I am tempted to play the other Cultist. Okay, yeah, fine. I can trade with the Cathar. Oh, I don't want to trade with the Cathar, because then they have access to 1/1 flyer. But I guess the Byway Courier has to... Okay, what is this? It's a 5. First of all, they played a flyer, which means that my creatures are unable to attack. Yeah, can you believe it? Odric is a very good card when you have access to these keywords. I'm just dead now because they will fly over me on the next turn. Nice. Lost a match. Both games are in the match to 1 single rare I'm not able to remove because I play blue-green without having been able to draft any of those fight spells that, or bite spells that green has even in this set. And there's also a blue common in this format that would have helped, Imprisoned in the Moon, but I don't have that card either. On the play with this hand. I mean, I guess I'll hope I draw, you know, some other, you know, spells here, because I can cast all the spells. So if I get like a play for turn 3, I don't mind missing turn 2 here. I have the Young Wolf for the early game anyway. But I mean, a large portion of the spells in my deck can be cast for quite cheap. I guess that is... Okay, they have something with 1 mana. I guess I shouldn't have played another creature pre-combat, but they're not gonna use removal on the Young Wolf anyway, so I don't think it actually matters to give them the information. So, okay, that's not the worst. I really wanted to have the homunculus here, because, you know, upgrading these things would be cute, maybe not too strong. They would be still just 2/2s. If the opponent plays 1, 2, 3, which they did, I'm gonna not even be able to attack here. Okay, that's one turn too late. I'm not gonna attack into it and upgrade it into a 2/2 because obviously a 2/2 doesn't do anything against that. This has prowess, so there's no way I'm gonna block it. It just becomes a 3/4 and then I'll lose my courier. Although I would get a glue token and I might, you know, double block it or something, even triple block. Alright, so Wolfking Bond on which one of my guys? They have some kind of 1 mana trick. They might have the, you know, +1/+1 or -1/-1, so I'm not going to target the wolf in here. Am I going to target... Well, you know what I can do? I don't have to target anything. I can just attack with the courier right now and use the scrutiny and play the cultist. I mean, if they block. I don't think they are gonna block, but I can play the cultist and then I can have the scrutiny. So I do suspect they have the black spell that gives a +1/+1 or a -1/-1, and if they escalate it, which costs 3 mana total, in that case they can have both options. Okay, so now they have a 3/4 and I have a Wolfking Bond, which I need here now to do something. They are tapped out, so at least... Sadly I won't have them mana up for the scrutiny, but if I make this into a 5/4, they would have to... Yeah, I don't mind if they block with the Stitchwing, but I think I'm gonna play the land still. I'm gonna make this into a 5/4, so the double block with the Scarp and the Foul Bloods isn't great, so maybe they take now 5 here. If they double block with the Stitchwing and something, then I'll just, you know, kill the Stitchwing, which they can get back, of course they can, but it will cost 2 lands. Though, I mean, 2 any cards in their hand. So now... Yeah, I mean, I do have in my deck some bigger creatures, but I'm really soft to anything that has more than 2 toughness. Or maybe it's just this specific draw I have here. Okay, so I guess it's time to, you know, do this. Let's see what their trick is. I'm gonna draw a card from the cultist anyway, and I guess if when this thing dies, this gets a counter, but maybe I can actually find my bounce spell. Okay, they just trade. Well, that's a good trade for me. I don't know why they did even attack there. And there is the bounce spell. Funny. And also the Tonehide Wolves. Well, that was definitely a good set of draws. So I can do this now. Then I can bounce that guy. It goes back to 2/4 and I can attack at least once. And maybe I can find my Ulvenwald Hydra, my 4/4 flyer. That makes all the zombies have death touch if they have mana for it. But scrutiny is good against death touch. So maybe this is still going to be fine. I can actually attack with also the 2/2 magnifying glass. Well, that gives me some cards. If I attack with the 1/1s, they can just block here and here. Now there's a... I mean, you could attack with the wolves. They will upgrade into 2/2s, and that way they would be taking 6 damage because now they will probably just trade with the wolf in here. I'm actually going to go for it. I'm gonna upgrade them into 2/2s. So now they take 6. Otherwise they would have traded with this. So they will take 2 extra damage this way. I know I could use the scrutiny, but that makes no sense here. I'm gonna use it when they try to death touch something. And then I can just play the logger, I think. That's also a white board, and they are, you know, having access to 5 lands so far. They have that thing. That's fine. I knew they had the 1 mana trick there, so at least that's dealt with. So I mean, with the low amount of lands they have, this 2/4 isn't that great. Now this is a 4/3, sadly. But they don't have mana for the death touch, and there's the Hydra too. Wow. So sadly the 4/3 can eat one of my 2/2s, but I think it's still worth it. Just, you know, attack with everything. And okay, they have more tricks, but what can I do? I will play the Hydra post combat and hope that... Okay, they have a bounce spell or something. They are not gonna take all this damage. Lifelink there. Well, I mean, I can make them... They're gonna gain... I mean, interesting. So they're gonna go to 15 and then they're gonna take 8. So they're actually gonna go to 7 here. It doesn't make any sense to make them go to 3, I don't think. So I'm just going to play the Hydra here. That was fine. I mean, they basically just played a fog in there. They did kill my creature, but I mean, it was a 1-for-1 basically. And now I'll take the... Oh, they are... What the... I mean, it's an interesting concession, because if they have an untapped land on the next turn, they have actually double death touchers. This is a zombie, 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 zombie. All of the creatures are zombies. So they could just, you know, threaten trading with both of my big creatures. Well, I mean, I take that. Anything... That was my first win in this event, but the match one was such a sick one with the Odric there in both games. So this is good against the Death Toucher, but that's just one thing that can give Death Touch. They have the Malevolence thing, this thing. Okay. Do I care about things like the Essence Flux here, which would be useful if I saw some removal from them, but I actually did not. This is, by the way, a very decent card. +4/+2 is no joke, and they will get some flyers, but they had a lot of zombies here. Maybe they don't have a large amount of humans. Yeah, I don't actually know if I want to sideboard anything. I kinda like my deck. If I saw some removal, I would play the Flux, but let's just have the same deck here. I think the 5-mana counterspell is fine. Getting 3 clues is... It's not the same as drawing 3 cards, of course, but it is still nice. Okay. Young Wolf, so I didn't need to really synergize with these. These were just... Basically, these were 1 mana 2/2s in the previous game, and that was enough to push through. Okay, this Sloth. When you sack a clue, transform. Okay, I hope they don't have too many... Well, I don't know. Anyway, this was a good draw. Now I can actually... I don't have to play the Young Wolf, I can just play this. So if they attack, I think... Oh, they have now this thing. That's a human? Yep, it is. So they'll get a 1/1 rogue. Alright, well, I have my Byway Courier. They can make it only... Oh, they actually choose that, which is great, because now... Yeah, okay, that was a good trade for me. Because this is annoying, because when this is transformed, they will get some, you know, free clues sometimes. And Prowess 3/2 is annoying as well. Okay, so now I need to draw something else than lands. Please. I mean, any of my expensive cards. Any of the cards that cost 4 or more. I would be happy. Okay, that's... no zombies in the graveyard. But whenever they cast a zombie spell, they get a tap token. Well... Then they do. So that's... Now they had a 1-mana blue trick. I'm sad about that, but... At least the good thing here is that... Well, first of all, I can just do this. I can jump with this thing and then it will become a 2/2. So it was... Man, I didn't want to have the land. So it was like a 1-for-1 trade regardless. Even though I lost my courier. Plus I got the clue token, so I guess that was even better. But now they are of course gonna get free 2/2s thanks to the Digraph Colossus. So I don't know. Again, I don't have any of my big hitters, so the 2/3 they have is enough to, you know, keep my guys at bay. But I got my big thing now. So as long as they don't have a Death Touch thing, this Hydra can take over the game. Now I don't necessarily want to play all my lands because I do have the Murder of Crows, the 4/4 flyer that gives me some looting. Now, removal or Death Touch. I don't want to see either of that, but they are gonna... Okay, that was just a bounce. So, not concerned about that. They go for that. Sure. Well, I mean, is there a reason for me to... I mean, they're gonna have a trick, but whatever. I'm taking 4 here now. I'm gonna get the card. Oh, they didn't have a trick, so they're gonna get that thing back. They haven't even equipped the plate yet. What was the idea with that attack? I guess I'll see. Confirm suspicion. Oh, I drew all my big hitters now. So... I am gonna play one. What? Okay, the opponent is hasty with their concessions. I mean, if their hand is really bad, they don't want to see the Hydra, which can also block their flyer. Not that it's even that relevant. But all they need is one... I mean, they don't know about these things. But all they need is one removal spell, or just, you know, the Death Touch thing maybe. And they still can make this, you know, they can make the Crow of Dark Tidings into a 6-power flyer. So if they get to kill this thing, that's a very fast clock for them. But hey, they conceded. That happened. I won. Okay, I have to mulligan this. One lander, not good enough. This is not great. I guess if I get another blue before turn 4, it's fine. Okay, now I have something to play on turn 2. So this is now 2, 3, 4, possibly. They also have that thing. Well, let's take the other double blue card instead of the blue mana source. What did I put away? A forest, yep. So if they attack, yeah, I'm gonna block, definitely. Don't really need the apprentice for anything, and they don't even want me to block. So they're gonna make this into a 3-power guy. Have a... Oh, what? They actually just discarded a land to deal... Discard a swamp, deal 2 damage to opponent. That is very aggressive. But, you know, maybe they don't need a lot of lands. Now they have an actual, you know, payoff for that discard, but I'm gonna have my 4-drop thanks to the magnifying glass. I will have mana for it regardless. And this will give me a clue. Okay, captive and a scrutiny. Sadly, you know, I can cast them both. But it just makes no sense. I'm gonna do this. Hopefully they don't have a... I mean, I can cast this and the scrutiny, I mean, but it doesn't really trade with the 3-3. I can... what I could have done, I could have blocked the Bloodseeker. Okay, now they have... No, of course. I mean, I guess if you have the Bloodseeker, yeah, I'm not gonna beat this opponent if I'm on the draw, unless I get some absolute nuts. An island would have been nice. I can have a 3-3. I can have the captive, but that doesn't even help me cast my 5-drops because this doesn't add blue mana. So I'm taking a lot of damage in here. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna hope that the captive is going to, sorry, the murder of crows is going to be enough here, that I'm gonna draw an island on the next turn. So I go to 3 now. Well, they definitely... Do they have a madness card in here? No, that was just a land. So I'm gonna go to 3 now, which means I will not survive even with the blocker now, because I need more than... Yep. And I don't even have it. So I can have 1 blocker, but I will take at least 3 on the next turn. Yep. Well, I know what I'm gonna sideboard here. I'm gonna have the Death Toucher. Where is it? Dryad. And this is entering... Okay, this is gonna immediately enter, so it is good against removal. And I saw a couple of, well, 3 removal spells, so that's definitely... The Essence Flux is gonna be played. And then... Anything else that's important? I could have the Geist of the Archives. It does block the 3-3, the 3-1. Geist is okay, but I have a lot of things I need to cut here. Well, I have a sideboarded 2 cards in. I think I still like the Scrutiny. I like the Aim High a little bit more. Well, I'm definitely cutting the Wolfking Bond. That's too expensive. The 4-5 is a good blocker here. I'm gonna keep that. So, Tattered Haunter. Okay, I don't actually need either of these. They can't block, so I won't be having those. Do I want to play another Young Wolf here? Or the Geist of the Archives? The Mutation? I don't think I need to cut anything else. I like the rest of the cards, even the expensive things, even the Confirm Suspicious, because, yeah, it's such a nice thing when you can cash it in. Let's take the Guys of the Archives. This is fine. I could have played a third Young Wolf, but I still have enough, cheap cards in here, I think. Maybe, do I? Yes, I do. Fine. And the 3-drop is quite cheap still. The Scry is nice. Free Scry is definitely nice, and the 0-4 is a card I'm happy to have in this matchup. Okay, I have something. I don't have the early drops, but I'm on the play and I have the 3-drop that I'm happy to trade with anything. With any card, whether it's a removal spell or a creature or whatever. And even jump blocking with this, isn't such a big deal because you do get the card back. Okay, the opponent finally did something. I paused the recording for a moment there, and I do get a 2-drop too. Okay. They have that thing again. Sure. So next turn I can play the wood and have mana up for the aim high. Actually, I could have done it still. I could have tapped the captive to play the winning wood on the forest, for example, and then untap these to make it into a 3-4 blocker, but apparently the opponent doesn't have play. They are missing black mana. It's somewhat risky to attack with the Cultist into this thing and use the aim high. But let's first check. No, they have this always available, so I can't check the priority. They will always have priority because of the discard ability. It's too risky to go for the trick, so I'm not gonna go for it. And I'm going to do this, and I can, crack the clue token end of their turn while having mana for the aim high. And this becomes a 4-6 quite soon, actually. Still no black mana. There's the Cultist, which is annoying, but maybe not the worst. Sorry, not that, but this. I mean, against my deck, 2 damage to any target. They do have to sacrifice a creature, so it's not free by any means. Okay, so now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can transform the captive, but I should do it before they untap, because they can respawn by killing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I have to tap this. Yeah, it's fine. Let's transform. It's a very hard thing to. A 4-6 is hard to block with the. Sorry, to kill with just red mana. I guess they drop a swamp and kill spell right away then, but that was worth it. It was the best thing I could do this turn, given my cards in the hand. Okay, still no swamp. There's no red card that can kill this. Unless they have the steal creature and then sack it. That would be horrible. Anyhow, now I can actually start attacking here. This also taps for mana, but I don't need it now. I'll rather attack for 4. I have the aim high if they have some pump spells and stuff. Okay, so they are gonna go for some kind of a plan here. Let's see what that is. just the magmatic chasm. What else? Double strike. That's actually enough to kill it even through the aim high. 8 toughness won't help me. Okay. Should I play more lands? Because I do have the 5 drop that helps me to loot. I think I can play one more land. I won't have mana for the aim high now, but I don't think there's a card that deals 5 damage. The madness thing they used in the game 1 that deals 4 damage. Well, there's the black mana now, finally. They have only 3 cards in the hand, so they weren't that... Okay, well, they had, of course, the certain death. Not that aim high would help against that. So I'm gonna attack into that cultist and trade. I don't want this to be around. Maybe it's time to actually... It's a pretty safe attack now, just... You know... Maybe they take 3 here, which would be fine as well. But maybe I will get rid of the cultist. Just in case they might have the steal a creature. You know, the sorcery. And I don't want that to happen. That they can steal my guy and then sack it for value. So now I have these things which at least trade... you know, draw me a card. But again, if they play anything that has more than 2 toughness, it's quite nasty. This is, by the way, an insane card. Sacrifice a creature, this gets indestructible, and a human gives them... Okay, well, they are now top decking, but I'm losing to the flyer, and I'm actually flooding out here, so... I mean, of course, a crazy good rare, a mythic rare, is gonna help them win the game. Because I had, you know, ground totally... I mean, they had no way to easily attack in the ground, and now they got a 3 toughness creature, and I at least got my Murder of the Crows. But this becomes indestructible. So this has trample also. But I'm gonna, of course, I have to attack with all of my guys just to push for some damage. I can take one more hit from this before I have to jump block it with the crows. Now I get to draw a card and loot, so that will help. Well, I'm going to play the Geist for sure. I of course just get rid of that. I'm gonna play the Geist. And yeah, I'm gonna go to 3. And then I have to jump block the Aristocrat. Man, this hasty 4-flop flyer that I can't trade in combat with. Because they can just sack any ground guy they have. Okay, that's just not gonna do it. I need to draw a specific answer here. That's not gonna do it either. I mean, I can't do anything but block with this thing. Well, let's first do this. And then if another creature dies, so I don't get to loot when that thing dies. So do I have mana to... Yeah, I can play the Young Wolf and I can still actually make the clue token. So that's going to... I mean, I don't know even... I mean, Ulvenwald Hydra is the only thing that can help me now. That's the only thing. They do have to sack the Pyrohound, so there's that. But I don't have a lethal attack. And of course the looting works here, I kind of forgot. Would have been better to not play the Young Wolf. Because this also works when opponent's creatures die. Well, decline this, there's no point drawing here. That's indestructible now. So they are... Seems like they did flood out, but it doesn't matter when they have the Aristocrat. Even the bounce spell is not gonna help because they do have a... That helps me. Because they do have you know, this has haste. So 1, So, well, I lost my looter thing, so... Okay, I get some extra draws here. That is nice. That is nice. Can I have some one drop here still? I guess I can have a one drop, so I should in fact do like this. Investigate. Oh, it just actually... No, I don't... Cancel. Because I need a 2 mana, of course, for the scrutiny. So let's just... yeah, I mean, I can investigate and use the scrutiny, but I can't crack the clue token. That's the thing. Oh, man. They have a zealous conscripts too. So I still have a blocker for there. But the problem is the aristocrat is gonna sack the thing. And I don't have the blocker now anymore. I'm gonna take 3 here, I guess, unless this is something that gives me something like the untap trick or something. I don't know. Well, I mean, I lost to a lot of rares here, I believe. Oh man. That's not gonna help it. Yeah. Just attack. Alright. I guess the game 1 in here I didn't lose the rares. They just totally came blazing out of the gates, but... Oh, I'm not sure if this was a good deck or not, but definitely the match 1 was just totally... I mean, I lost the match 1 to 1 rare in both games. Match 3, of course, opponent had a very good deck, for sure. And I never got to really, do the thing with the apprentice and my synergy cards there, but... I had some nice, ways to... I had some early plays. I never really got to start attacking early with the Tattered Haunter. I'm not sure if that would have mattered in many of the games. So of course this is not like the craziest deck ever. It doesn't really have too much any of synergy going on. But given how the draft went, don't know if I really was in a position to change my colors. But red was definitely open there in the draft. But I got the Altered Ego that really made me go to green-blue, although this is splashable. And I abandoned black quite early, but I think black was cut pretty hard. So I don't think that was a mistake. I don't think I was supposed to draft black around the Newsgraph mob. But well, I mean, even I'm just checking out if there's anything that's really that did underperform here. But yeah, even with decent decks, of course, you can go 1-2. That was what I was trying to say. Yeah, I guess the confirmed suspicions is just well, it's just there are sometimes these 5 mana counter spells that have a very good payoff if you get to counter something. But of course, it's a lot of mana to keep open. I still think that investigating 3 times is so nice that I'm willing to take the risk that this just stays in my hand. But I think I like the other cards in here. I mean, you could just not play this card. That's, I think, the most suspicious card in the deck to run. And these things, why they are just kind of 1 mana 2/2s when you jump block with them or jump attack with them, which I think I did more than block. It's still basically like an early 2/2, which is good for your mana curve if you need them. I'm not sure if I needed them, but I wanted to play them with the Stitches Apprentice. But yeah, that is it. Not much else to say about the deck. Disappointing result, of course, but what can you do? Let's claim the prize, and next video I think will be a Phyrexia All Will Be One draft. There won't be that many videos before the next set anymore. I will complete my All Will Be One set, and I will also craft everything. I've said that many times now at the end of my videos now, but I will craft every card in the client with as 4 copies with these wild cards. I can do it. I have already checked that I have enough wild cards compared to the cards I am missing. And that will happen before the March of the Machine release as well, but I guess there will be a few draft videos also. I had a few days of a brief pause of having no videos because I was just a little bit too busy in my sort of normal life. I was quite exhausted after my work days. I wasn't able to. I was able to, but I didn't have the energy to draft, so I didn't draft for a few days, and that's why there was a couple of days of no videos. Usually I try to make a video once every other day, but let's see how the remaining time before the next set goes. But at least I will have a couple of drafts and those 2 videos about opening the packs I have here. All these will be opened, and then I will be in a separate video. I will be crafting all the cards in the client. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.